Hello students, welcome back. This is the video of class 10th biology, and as you know we are studying about chapter 2, which is control and coordination. So we talked about the control and coordination in plants in our previous videos, and here we are talking about the control and coordination in human. So today I have brought the another topic of this segment, and that is brain, its parts and functions. So as you know, the brain is the central part of your nervous system, and together with spinal cord it makes the central nervous system in your body. So let's talk about the brain. So brain is the command center for the nervous system. It receives input from the sensory organs and sends output to the muscles. So brain is the command center for your nervous system, and what does it do? It receives the input from different part of your body, from different sensory organs, and it sends the output, means command and order, to the different part of your body like muscles and glands. The human brain has the same basic structure as other mammal brain, but it is larger in relation to the body size than any other brains. The brain is enclosed in a brain box, which is called as cranium, and protected by a fluid which is called cerebrospinal fluid. And this cerebrospinal fluid acts as a shock absorber, and the brain is having a protective layer around it that is called meninges. These meninges are not single, but there are three protective layer around the brain that is called meninges, and these are the three. Okay, so outer thick and tough layer is called dura mater, middle delicate layer is called arachnoid, and inner thin and soft vascular layer is called pia mater. So there are three layers, protective layers are found around the brain. So this is the brain, okay, and this is the innermost layer, soft, delicate and vascular layer, that is called pia mater. Above the pia mater there is the another layer which is wave like and very thin and delicate, that is called very vascular and delicate, that is called arachnoid. And above the arachnoid there is the tough and hard layer which is called dura mater. Dura means tough, and above the dura mater this is the skull. This is the brain box which is called cranium, in which your brain is found. You can see here, this is your skull, okay, this is your skull, whole skull, and in skull there is a cavity which is called cranium, and in which the brain is located. And between the skull and the brain there are three protective layers that are collectively known as meninges. So there are three meninges found around the brain, that is dura mater, arachnoid and pia mater. Dura mater is the tough and outermost layer, and arachnoid is the found in the middle, and pia mater is found in the inward, and which is just closely attached to the brain. Okay, so these are the three protective layers found around the brain: dura mater, outer thick and tough layer, middle delicate layer is called arachnoid, and inner thin, soft and vascular layer is called pia mater. Now you can see, this is the diagram of your skull. This is the whole skull, okay, and whole skull, and this is the brain box, okay. This is exactly the brain box in which your brain is located, and your brain is highly folded, having grooves and ridges, and from your brain the spinal cord is attached, okay. The nerves which are arising from your brain, it becomes make the bundles and become a spinal cord, and and this is the vertebral column in which your spinal cord is located. So like your brain is covered with a skull bony structure called cranium, likewise your spinal cord is also protected with a bony structure. You can see here, this is called vertebral column. Okay, and vertebral column is not a single bone. It is made up of 33 smaller bones which are called vertebrae. Okay, so your spinal cord and your brain both together make your central nervous system. So here we are talking about the brain. In the next and another video we'll talk about the spinal cord, but we will talk about the brain today. So we'll discuss about the parts of the brain. Brain has 3 regions: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. You can see in this picture, if you cut the section, longitudinal section of your brain, then you'll see there are 3 main parts found in your brain, that is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. So this all pinkish area, which is the bigger one and very big in all, that area is called forebrain. And in the center, in the mid area, you can see there is a small structure which is called midbrain, and beneath the midbrain and cerebrum there is this purple color area which is called as hindbrain. Okay, so your forebrain is the largest part of your brain, midbrain is the smallest. So let's talk about the forebrain. Forebrain, it includes the olfactory lobe, cerebrum or hemisphere and diencephalon. So there are 3 parts found in your forebrain. What are these? These are the olfactory lobe, then cerebrum and the diencephalon. Okay, cerebrum is also called cerebral hemisphere. Okay, so 3 main parts are present in your forebrain: olfactory lobe, cerebrum and diencephalon. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and it covers the 1/3 part of your brain. Okay, cerebrum is the largest part. Keep this in your mind. Cerebrum is the largest part of your brain. It is partially divided into 2 regions, right and left cerebral hemisphere, by a deep central fissure or groove. You can see this is the cerebrum. Okay, this whole part is the cerebrum, and the cerebrum is divided into 2 lobes, you can say, and these lobes are called cerebral hemisphere. And cerebral hemisphere, on the left side this is called left hemisphere, and on the right side it is called right cerebral hemisphere. Okay, and both the cerebral hemisphere is having a groove, having a fissure that is called median longitudinal fissure. And if you see deep into the fissure, you will see that both the hemisphere are connected with a bridge that is called corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is a connection which connect the right and left hemisphere together. Okay, now we'll talk about the each cerebral hemisphere has 3 divisions. The first one is olfactory lobe. Olfactory lobe is embedded in the anterior most frontal of the cerebral hemisphere, and it is related to the olfactory responses, sense of smell. Its cavity is called first ventricle. The olfactory lobe is the center of smell. Okay, sense of smell. This is the center of smell, and here whatever the sensation comes from the nose, it enters into the olfactory lobe in the cerebrum, and here the assessing and processing of smell takes place. Cerebral cortex or pallium is formed of gray matter on the surface of the hemisphere. Cortex of cerebrum control the muscular movement, interpret sensory impulses, and is also concerned with the emotion and intelligence. The cerebral cortex, this is cerebral cortex. Okay, this is the cerebral cortex. Okay, this is in this picture, you can see this is the cerebral cortex. Okay, upper side of your brain, of your cerebrum. Okay, the upper external side of your cerebrum. Okay, so this cerebral cortex is very important, and it has the gray matter, means the cell body of the neuron, and this cortex of cerebrum control muscular movement, sensory impulses, and also concerned with the emotion and intelligence. The cerebrum has sensory areas where impulse is received from the sense organ, and the motor areas where from where responses are sent to the effector organs. cerebrum में दो parts होते हैं. There are two parts. First part is called sensory area, which receive the impulses from the sense organs, and motor areas are having the neurons which bring the command from the brain to the effector organ. Now we'll talk about the diencephalon. This is the part of the forebrain, and it lies between the upper cerebellum and the lower midbrain. Its roof is vascular, non-nervous, and it is formed of folded epithelium, and it is differentiated into upper epithalamus and lower hypothalamus. Epithalamus. So there are two parts present in the diencephalon. The first one is epithalamus. Epithalamus feels sensation of the heat, cold, pain, etc., while hypothalamus acts as thermoregulatory center. It regulates water balance, carbohydrate and fat metabolism, and control feeling of pleasure, anger, fear, hunger, thirst, sleep, wakefulness, etc. Now we'll talk about the midbrain. It lies below the cerebral hemisphere, behind diencephalon and above hindbrain. The roof of the midbrain serves as visual and auditory reflexes. So this is the midbrain. You can see this is the midbrain, okay, and it is present beneath the cerebrum and above the hindbrain, okay. So this midbrain is having the center for reflexes: visual reflex, and auditory reflex. Okay, the sudden action which are done by your eyes and ear, which are regulated by your midbrain. Okay, the floor of the midbrain connects cerebral hemisphere with the hindbrain and spinal cord. So the floor of midbrain is providing connection between the cerebral hemisphere and with the hindbrain and a spinal cord. These are the center for integration of impulses for the performance of muscular movement. Now we'll talk about the hindbrain. Hindbrain, it includes cerebellum, pons, varoli, and medulla oblongata. So there are three main parts found in the hindbrain. So this is the cerebellum. Okay, this is the cerebellum, and this is the pons, varoli, and this is medulla oblongata. Okay, so there are three main divisions present in the hindbrain. What are these three subdivisions? Cerebellum, pons, and medulla oblongata. Okay, pons act like a bridge, and it connects the neurons emerging from the cerebellum to the cerebrum. Okay, so let's talk about the parts of the hindbrain. First of all, we'll talk about the medulla. Medulla regulates centers for swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and vomiting. It also contains center of control of respiration and circulation. The hindbrain is mainly responsible for involuntary actions. Okay, so in this medulla oblongata having the neurons which regulate and control the involuntary actions of your internal organs. Okay, and it has the center for cough, sneeze, vomiting, swallowing, etc. Cerebellum. If you talk about the cerebellum maintain posture and equilibrium and fine adjustments of movement. Your body equilibrium, your posture, your body tone, and your balancing is controlled by the cerebellum. Cerebellum lies below the cerebrum at the back. Its surface is like that of cerebral hemisphere and it divided into two. Just like the cerebrum, the cerebellum is also divided into two halves, right and left halves. And cerebral hemisphere, both these hemispheres are connected by a median lobe called vermis. Okay, just like the cerebrum is connected with the corpus callosum, the cerebellum, both the hemisphere of cerebellum is also connected with a structure which is called vermis. Okay, and cerebellum, the main function of cerebellum is to maintain the body equilibrium, muscle coordination and muscle tone. So your body posture, your body equilibrium and balancing is done by the cerebellum. Now I'll talk about the pons varolii. Pons varolii is formed entirely of white matter, means it is made up of the axons of the neurons, and it joins the various parts of the brain with each other. The pons take part in regulating respiration. Medulla oblongata is the last part of the brain in front of the spinal cord, and it contains white matter on the surface and gray matter in the center, like the spinal cord. It controls breathing, heartbeat, swallowing, vomiting and secretory activities of the digestive tract. So here you can see this, that this is the medulla oblongata. This is the medulla oblongata, and medulla oblongata is very important part of your brain, and it proceed further to make the spinal cord. Okay, and it is made up of white matter, means with the help of the axons of neurons. Okay, and it has so many involuntary centers which control the involuntary actions of your internal organs of your body, like breathing rate, heartbeat, secretion of your stomach and intestine, etc. And it also has the centers for vomiting, swallowing, sneezing, coughing, etc., which are very involuntary actions that are done by your body. If you see the cerebrum, then this cerebrum is divided into two cerebral hemisphere, and each cerebral hemisphere having 4 lobes. Okay, you can see in this picture there are 4 lobes present in the cerebrum. These are having different centers for different actions. Okay, so this is at the front there is a lobe which is called frontal lobe. Behind the frontal lobe there is another lobe which is called parietal lobe, and at the back there is a lobe in cerebral hemisphere that is called occipital lobe, and at the side there is another lobe which is called temporal lobe. So each cerebral hemisphere having 4 lobes: frontal, parietal, occipital and temporal lobe. Frontal lobe is the very important lobe in which the olfactory center is also present. It has all the complex centers for all the complex action, like your learning, thinking and decision making, intelligence, your memory, your creativity. All the centers are present in your frontal lobe. Parietal lobe are for your motor actions and for sensation of touch and pain and etc. Occipital lobe having the center which interpret the impulses taken from your eyes. Visual centers are present in your occipital lobe, and temporal lobe has the auditory center, which whatever the sound, the impulse and the stimulus of sound, it goes into the temporal lobe for interpretation. So these are the main parts present in your brain, and keep this in your mind that your brain is totally made up of neurons, billions of neurons, and one kind of special connective tissue, that is glial cells. Okay, so in your brain 2 kind of cells are present: neuron nervous cells, nerve cells, and the second is glial cells. So billions of neurons are present in your brain, and as well as there are some kind of special kind of, there is a special kind of connective tissue which is made up of glial cells. Okay, your nerve cells do not have the capacity of division, but glial cells can divide and make the new cells. And glial cells are the supportive and connective cells which support and give the nutrients and support to the neurons and help in the conduction of nerve impulses. So these are the main parts of your brain. That's all. Thank you.